From poisonous, life-threatening gardens to dolls everywhere you look, even hanging from trees, with eyes that follow you as you pass. This is Master List, and here are our picks of the 10 most dangerous places that might give you nightmares for weeks should you dare to visit. Before we move on, let us remind you to subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification icon so you never miss an update. So let's begin with the countdown. Number 10. Bottom Lakes, New Mexico. These lakes in New Mexico, as their name suggests, have literally no bottom. They are just deep and endless. It is said that the lakes were found by cowboys when they were exploring the Wild West. They cut up ropes in an attempt to measure how deep these bodies of water were, and even after they tied several long pieces of rope together, they were surprised to see that they still couldn't reach the bottom. In fact, they could not even see the bottom. According to local legends, a lot of objects have gone missing in the lakes and washed up later in the Gulf of Mexico. Many careless swimmers and divers have lost their lives in these lakes, which is why most of them have been completely sealed off. There are some who tell stories about a giant turtle monster who patrols the bottom of the lake. Well, who knows? Number 9. The Poison Garden, England. The Anwick Garden is one of the North England's most beautiful attractions, laid out with acres of colorful plants that invite visitors to wander through rows of fragrant roses and cascading fountains. But enter at your own risk, because guarded here behind black iron gates is a place where visitors are explicitly told not to stop, touch, smell, or eat any plants or flowers. Not following the rules here can be your easiest shortcut to death. In this garden, the plants are so dangerous and toxic that they are kept in large cage-like structures. It contains a collection of poisonous plants from all over the world, including wolfsbane, mandrake, ricin, opium, and cannabis. Number 8. Snake Island, Sao Paulo. Ilha de Cumada Grande, nicknamed as the Snake Island, is one of the most terrifying places on earth and probably the most dangerous island you can ever find. This Brazilian island has the highest concentration of venomous snakes compared to anywhere in the world. In fact, the place is crawling with so many snakes that for any human to set foot here means certain death. These vipers' venom can kill a person in under an hour, and numerous local legends tell of the horrible fates that awaited those who wandered onto the shores of Snake Island. Legends has it that the last fisherman who strayed too close to its shores was found days later adrift in his own boat, lifeless in a pool of blood. Number 7. Black Mountain, Australia. The Black Mountain in Australia is a mountain range of massive granite boulders. Dubbed as the Bermuda Triangle of Queensland, this eerie and striking landform has been a place of mystery and legend to all native and non-native people. The greyish-black color of the mountain transforms it into an almost unearthly dark landscape in contrast to the green savanna below. Legend has it that entire herds of cattle have disappeared within this landscape, and humans are advised not to go anywhere near the area. The absence of soil between the boulders and rocks form a maze of gaps and passages and give rise to internal cave systems that change over time due to collapses. This is the reason the mountain hasn't been mapped yet. The mountain whistles and moans in the wind, enough to give you chills if you hear it at night, and locals don't get TV or radio signals here. Number 6. Morgan Island, South Carolina. Also known as Monkey Island, this place in South Carolina is home to over 4,000 rhesus monkeys that are breeding at a rate of 750 newborns per year since 3 decades. The monkeys are free to roam the island and live in their own society of family groups across their territory. What makes this island scarier is that the monkeys are infected with herpes B, which is deadly for humans. Only researchers are allowed on the island, and their first rule on island is not to get peed upon by the monkeys. The rhesus population has been involved in a number of studies on vaccines, polio, AIDS, and even bioterrorism. Number 5. Red Zones, France. The Zone Rouge, or the Red Zone, is a chain of non-contagious area throughout northeastern France that the French government isolated after the First World War. The Zone Rouge was defined just after the war as completely devastated, damage to properties 100%, damage to agriculture 100%, impossible to clean, human life impossible. For these reasons, the land was allowed to return to nature without any clearing, which is why it is still filled with unexploded shells, grenades and rusty ammo from the war. The soil is so heavily polluted by lead, mercury, chlorine, arsenic and various dangerous acids that the government considers it impossible to clean, and human life cannot survive in the zone, now even 100 years later. Number 4. RAMREE Island, Myanmar. RAMREE Island is an island located off the coast of Myanmar, separated from the mainland by a narrow 150 meters wide canal-like strait. The Battle of RAMREE Island was fought here in 1945 between British and Japanese troops. It is said that when Japanese soldiers were forced into the marshes surrounding the island, saltwater crocodile are claimed to have eaten hundreds of them alive. From a total of 1,000 Japanese soldiers, only 20 managed to survive the massacre and come out alive. Guinness World Records has listed this as the greatest disaster suffered by humans from animals. Travel here at your own risk. Number 3. Mount Kailash, China. Located near Mansarovar Lake, Mount Kailash is a mountain peak in the Chinese part of Himalayas. Mount Kailash is considered to be sacred in 4 religions: Hinduism, Bon, Buddhism and Jainism, which is why no one is allowed to scale this mountain. One mountaineer did get a permit once but had to withdraw due to the public backlash. In the past, people who have researched the mountain to scale it have commented that it is extremely difficult and most unclimbable. The mountain is believed to be a residence of Lord Shiva from the Hindu mythology. Some theories even suggest that the extremely perpendicular sides and its perfect and symmetrical sides give it the appearance of a pyramid. Scientists suggest that perhaps the mountain is not a mountain at all. It is actually a giant man-made pyramid from ancient times. Number 2. Pluto's Gate, Turkey. Italian archaeologists discovered the ruins of an ancient mythological cave in Turkey in 2013, which is believed to be the gate to hell. This site is full of toxic gases that still claims the life of unfortunate birds who get too close. It is extremely dangerous to come anywhere near the area because of the deadly vapors coming out of these gates of hell. This place was once used in ancient rituals to the gods of the underworld, and animal sacrifices would take place here. For centuries, the priests claimed these animals were killed by the power of the gods, and no one knew how it was actually done until recent discoveries made by scientists. Nevertheless, this is one of the last places on earth you would like to visit. Number 1. Island of the Dolls, Mexico. Located to the south of Mexico City, this place is full of dolls hanging from trees and buildings covered with cobwebs and insects. While the surrounding area is well populated, the island is largely deserted. The only residents here are the dolls hanging lifeless from trees. But are they really lifeless? It is said that many dolls here have eyes that move, and they are said to be possessed by the spirit of a girl who drowned near the island. The former caretaker of the island began hanging the dolls after he found the drowned girl and was haunted by her spirit. After having found a doll floating nearby after her death, he assumed it belonged to the girl and hung it from a tree as a sign of respect. After this, he began to hear whispers, footsteps, and anguished wails in the darkness, even though his hut was miles away from the civilization. Driven by fear, he spent the next 50 years hanging more and more dolls, some with the missing body parts, all over the island in an attempt to satisfy the drowned girl's spirit. So those were some dangerous places you should avoid at all costs. Which one were your favorite? Tell us about them in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This is Master List, and see you in the next one.